These are the X-Talk wireless intercom headsets by Synco. They're a brand that's been around for a while, and the last time we covered one of their products on this channel was their Synco D2 shotgun microphone, which stacked up really well against my Sennheiser MKH416 shotgun microphone, and at a fifth of the price. So going into this, I already knew that Synco kind of has a track record for creating high quality products at a fraction of the cost, and today we're going to be looking at their wireless headset system. Synco didn't just come into this with the intention of copying what the other brands are doing and just putting out a similar product. Instead, they've opted to add their own unique features. The first major one is the decentralized design. Out of the box, the Synco X-Talks are pre-paired with one of the headsets designated as a master headset, while the remainders are slave or remote headsets. But thanks to their master-free design, you can designate any of the headsets as a master headset on the fly. So no more worrying about the master headset running out of battery during a shoot or forgetting your master headset at home. Another huge advantage is that with the latest firmware update, you can pair up to 13 headsets to one another without a hub. So whether you're working on a two-person tag team or a large crew, this system can keep up with your demands. So let's test the audio quality. Here's what the microphone sounds like. So I wanted to test a few things related to audio quality, how these sound, how far the range goes, as well as how good the noise isolation is to the speaker. And currently I have the headset in my backpack with a DJI Mic 2 set into the ear cup so it can record the sound that I'm talking, so you can hear what it would sound like if I was talking to you if you were wearing one of these headphones. So now I'm going to go ahead and test the range of this thing, and I'm going to do this while walking facing away. So a few things about the specs of these headsets. They are running on a 2.4 gigahertz frequency, which is technically an upgrade from all the other headsets that are on the market, like the ones I like, the Solidcomm C1 Pros from Hollyland. Those are my favorite headsets that I use on basically every event I shoot, and even those only transmit on a 1.9 gigahertz frequency. So the pros are obviously that it has more bandwidth to transfer higher quality audio over the air. Now, a lot of that also is going to come down to how good these mic capsules are, as well as its noise rejection capabilities. There's currently some ambient sounds around me. To my left, there's actually a water park with a water fountain running that's kind of loud. There's obviously the noise of traffic behind the camera because there's the highway there. So, we'll see how that sounds. And the range of these headsets are rated at 1,100 feet. That's 1,100 feet. That's quite a long distance. Now, of course, that's going to be without any obstruction. That's clear line of sight, which is currently what's going on here. Now, I'm not going to walk 1,100 feet away, but I'm currently about, I would say, give or take, I don't know, somewhere between 70 to 80 feet away from the camera, and this is what it sounds like right now. The X5 is rated for 1,100 feet unobstructed, which is about the same as all of the other headsets out there. But when I was on a wedding shoot with Jonathan recently, when I was testing these out, I realized that it kind of cut out when we weren't even that far apart. We were at a church, he was outdoors, I was indoors, and we were maybe 100, 200 feet apart from each other, but the signal completely dropped. And my running theory for why is that 2.4 gigahertz is a much more common frequency that a lot of other devices use. Everything from speakers to phones to computers to TVs, which means that there's going to be a lot more interference. So in places with a lot of radio congestion, the 2.4 gigahertz might actually hurt you more than it helps you. And if you have the latest firmware, you'll also have access to what they call boost mode, which can be activated by holding down the volume button for 3 seconds on the master headset. While I haven't been able to fully test this feature since the only time the audio dropped out on me was during that one wedding at that church, what's nice about that is that they've obviously gotten some customer feedback and concerns about signal strength reliability, and they've went ahead and pushed out this feature as part of a firmware update to address those concerns, and that's something that's really refreshing to see. Another thing that the Synco X-Talk can do is actually noise cancellation, which is kind of important, right? If you're going to be using these headsets on loud locations, if you're using them at a wedding, at like some sort of event. So let's see how good the noise cancellation is. Of course, I got my little speaker here. We're going to go ahead and play some restaurant ambience, 10 hours of busy coffee shop background noise. All right, so that's pretty loud there. This is noise cancellation off right now, right? On location shooting, I'm like, hey, can you grab me my 50 millimeter lens and bring it over here? Hey, what's your white balance at, right? How does this sound with noise cancellation off? All right, and now I just turned on noise cancellation. So theoretically, right, there should be a lot less background noise. My voice might become a little bit muffled here at this point, but it's probably easier to hear me now with less of that ambient noise. Hey, can you grab me my 50mm lens and bring it over here? Hey, what's your white balance at? Hey, can you also grab me my gimbal real quick? Let's make sure the lights are backlighting the subject. How does that sound?
So let's talk about the build quality and ergonomics of the X-Talk X5. It's a dual-sided design, meaning you can use it either on left ear cup or right ear cup because the microphone is free to either go forward or backwards. Everything's really well padded, so it does feel comfortable. On one side, you have the battery compartment, which lets you change batteries very quickly if one's dead on you. And on the other side, you have your headset controls. You have an A and B button for pairing and menu functionality, as well as volume up and volume down buttons. And here's something that's really neat. You also have a headphone port which would let you monitor your audio that's coming out of your camera. So not only can you use these to communicate with your team, you can simultaneously use them to monitor audio. Okay, so I've mentioned updating your firmware a few times in this video, and if you pick up a set of these headsets, I highly recommend you update your firmware. Synco provides great documentation on how to do this on their website and in their manuals, and it's as easy as plugging your headsets into your Windows computer using the USB-C port and running their firmware update software. When I started testing these a few months ago, I really liked everything about these headsets, except for one thing, the voice prompts. They were just a bit unnecessary, and when you muted and unmuted the headsets, you would get this voice prompt.
Turn on the microphone. Turn off the microphone.
Which would override any communication with your team. So for example, when I was shooting that wedding with Jonathan, he was in the middle of telling me something and I went to unmute my mic to talk to him, and then the voice prompt played.
Turn on the microphone.
And I couldn't hear anything other than just the voice prompt, and I didn't hear the second half of his sentence. So I'm glad with the firmware update that they changed the mute-unmute voice prompt to this. And generally speaking, just made all the other voice prompts a little bit more shortened and more legible.
Noise cancellation on.
Noise cancellation on.
Battery life on these headsets are pretty impressive as well, with an advertised battery life of up to 24 hours. From my experience using them, they've always lasted me a full shoot day if I started off with a fully charged battery, which makes things convenient. They also include these battery charging bays that make it convenient to recharge multiple batteries at a time. And here's the thing I like about these headsets the most, the price. The Synco X-Talks come out to just $100 per headset. Compare that against my previous headsets, the Hollyland Solidcom and Solidcom Pros, which came in at $250 to $325 per headset. Now, the Hollyland Solidcom system is a little bit more refined in my opinion in terms of design and operation, but the Synco X-Talks aren't that far behind. Now, normally I don't really like making videos about wireless communication headsets because, let's be honest, it doesn't really perform that well in terms of views, right? Like if you're fresh into photography or filmmaking and you're just now starting to do weddings, events, or you're starting to shoot short films, you need a lot of gear before you need wireless communication headsets, such as cameras, lenses, lighting equipment, support equipment, tripods, stabilization, right? And then at the very end, you're like, okay, I need to pick up some communication devices. The fact that these Synco X-Talks have so many features, are as good as they are, and priced at $100 made them a product that I just felt like I needed to make a video about for you guys. If you're interested in checking out the Synco X-Talk wireless communication system, I'll have links in the description down below. All right, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoy these videos, make sure to get subscribed, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace.